Mamdani won a big victory. Have you endorsed him yet? I have not.
What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? You're the Democratic leader in the House. What do you mean you haven't endorsed him yet? Aren't you guys the ones who always say vote blue no matter who? He won the Democratic primary fair and square because he ran a better campaign, as Jeffries himself will acknowledge in a second. And yet he's really coming out here to say that he doesn't endorse him yet. And wait till you hear why he says he hasn't.
We had a conversation on Wednesday morning where I congratulated him on the campaign that he ran, a campaign that clearly was relentlessly focused on the high cost of living in New York City and the economy. He outworked, he out-communicated, and he out-organized the opposition, and that's clearly why he was successful.
So what's holding you back from endorsing him right now?
Well, we don't really know each other well. Our districts don't overlap. I have never had a substantive conversation with him.
Wait. So you've personally met every single Democrat across the country that you have endorsed? Now it's not whether or not he won the Democratic primary, but whether or not you've personally had tea and strumpets with him? You're acknowledging that he did in fact run a great campaign where he was relentlessly focused on issues pertaining to everyday people in the working class. Or as Democratic establishment shills love to say a lot, we want to focus on bread and butter issues. But then he admits he focused on bread and butter issues this campaign. So what's the problem, Donna? You admit he ran a great campaign focused on the issues you claim to care about, so what would stop you from endorsing him? The only thing that would make you hesitant is if you actually didn't care about those things that he ran on, that you guys all pretend to. Oh, because you don't know him. Right. That is the laziest lie I've ever heard. How come no one on his staff prepared him for that question? You really couldn't do any better than, well, I haven't met his wife yet. Hakeem Jeffries represents the 8th district in New York City, okay? Don't fucking act like you don't know who he is and what he ran on. You just repeated it. This is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. I'm gonna need all you libs who demanded that people vote blue no matter who demanded that Democrats elected somebody that was actually going to stand up to Trump, to tweet at Hakeem Jeffries, to call his office and demand that he back the nominee who won the Democratic primary. What the fuck are you doing? No one undermines the progressives like the Democrats. Look at how so many of them have come out the last couple of days to undermine his win. As I've said many times before, and I'll continue to say because it's fucking true, the Democratic establishment, hacks like Hakeem Jeffries, would rather see a right-wing fascist Republican win than they would to see a progressive win. He's running on basic progressive reforms that the only reason why they seem radical to the Democrats is because the Democratic Party has moved so fucking far to the right that they now think rent freezes are radical, despite the fact that Bill de Blasio did it 3 fucking times while he was mayor. For the love of God, can somebody please primary Hakeem Jeffries? He is such a fucking hack. He's such an NPC leader of the Democratic Party. Why don't you explain to me how it's leadership to undermine the guy that ran on protecting immigrants from ICE crackdowns, empowering Eric Adams, who actually collaborated with the Trump administration and their fucking Gestapo to attack immigrants? I'm gonna say the same thing to Jeffries and the other Democrats that are doing it, the same thing you always say to anybody on the fucking left who actually asks you to do what you promised. Why are you helping Trump? Why, Hakeem Jeffries? Why are you helping Trump? Because Mamdani is going to protect immigrants and is going to defend us against Trump. So why are you helping Trump? And libs and even progressives, people who even supported Brad Landers, should be asking him, as well as everybody else in the Democratic Party, why are you trying to undermine his win? Why do you want to help Republicans? Now, we know the answer. It's because they're insane fucking hacks that actually work for the 1% and the Israeli regime and the military-industrial complex, and they don't actually want to do anything they say they're going to do. They love to run on let's make shit more affordable. We care about the working class. We care about healthcare. We care about affordability. But when somebody actually wins, who wants to actually do that, they're like, no, not him. Once a progressive like Mamdani wins, the real truth comes out, the mask comes off of the Democratic Party. Because they can always claim that they're progressive and to the left and want to help the people when they're comparing themselves to the draconian Republicans. But then as soon as somebody from their left comes out with mild reforms, like, hey, why don't we actually help people be able to stay in the city? Because all these bitches love to talk about, oh my gosh, all the billionaires are going to leave. What about all the regular New Yorkers that are forced to leave every single fucking year because they can't afford to live here anymore? Once somebody comes from their left to actually say that, all of a sudden, he doesn't know who he is. He doesn't know who he is. I've never even met the guy. It's fucking ridiculous. Somebody please primary this clown.